It's the season. And it feels like Christmas every time P drops that package on the block. That's me. Now, this package that I'm giving you of coffee, raw, uncut coffee, what am I talking about? Giannis Antetokounmpo corrects LeBron James on his bullshit, right? Remember the LeBron's claim of Giannis would dominate the 70s? Well, Giannis actually has some logic and common sense, which I was telling to you guys. But some of you don't listen. Hear Giannis say it himself.
Comparing eras. It's not fair. If I played in the 70s, how everybody practiced and how everybody played, we would have played the same way. But that's all you knew at the time. And the game evolves. And we've got to 2020 and we know more. I don't think it's fair to compare because I'll probably play the same way that they play if I played at the 70s.
Basically, what Giannis is telling you is the same thing I've been telling you about basketball eras from the very get-go. You cannot bring something present into the past, especially if it don't exist then, right? Listen, I'm not saying certain guys aren't good players and some guys are not great. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is they will not be the same players that you see now. And chances are their game will be completely different. Some of them may be role players if you zap them to the past. Because if their game is heavily relied on certain things that's allowed in this generation, but that's not allowed in the past generation, they cannot be successful, right? Anything from the past, and if it confronts the future, it gets an upgrade, but it don't work the same way, all right? If you watch those 1950s game and it's all in black and white, you think if you zap LeBron to the 50s, he's going to be the only guy in color? Don't make sense, right? He would be the same thing. LeBron James would be dribbling a basketball in a circle with one hand if he played in the 40s and 50s, because that's all he would have known. He would have been part of the renaissance of basketball. So it's completely disingenuous when you guys talk about past basketball players and disrespect them and talking about how Giannis would dominate the 60s and 50s. All you know is Giannis won't have that same bag. He ain't going to be able to do a Euro step that take up half the basketball court. That's a travel. He ain't going to be able to do a step back. It never was heard of. It's a travel. He would have to play the same way everybody else is playing, right? Now, whether he would be good or not is irrelevant. But his role will be completely different as well. He may not be a go-to scorer if he played in the 70s because the 70s went through bigs to small. The ball mainly went to the big and the post. There's a lot of post-up play. So Giannis would have been an undersized center. All right? He would have been undersized. And he wouldn't have the same mechanics that he has now that gives him physical gifts. Those physical gifts won't even exist in the 70s. It'd be at a standstill. It'd be at a limit. Right? So let's just say he got pushed to the max of what a 70s athlete is. Then he would have probably been just athletic as a Wilt Chamberlain, but the bag wouldn't been there probably. Maybe the dominance and all this other stuff wouldn't been there because he had been going up against much bigger guys. So when you compare eras, understand that you have to take into fact that the player that you currently seeing in the present is not going to be the same player in the past. But the past player will always get an upgrade because you're giving him more freedom. You're making him become 4K technology, basically, right? So if you gave Jordan, Kobe, whoever, more advancements now and give them more freedom to do things, they will have that same bag. All right, it would become part of their offensive arsenal. But it don't work the other way around because it disappears, right? This jacket won't exist in the 1970s because it wasn't made then, right? This cup won't exist in the 1970s. It wasn't made then. It would evaporate, right? I wasn't made in the 1970s, right? To be an adult in the 1970s, right? So I wouldn't have exist. Get it? Sports out. Peace.